The Challenger disaster, January 28, 1986. The purpose of this mission was to fly a shuttle-pointed tool for astronomy, track a data relay satellite, and to study Halley's Comet. The 7 crew members that were assigned for the mission aboard the Challenger are as followed: Kristen McAuliffe, Gregory B. Jarvis, Dr. Judith A. Resnick, Francis R. Scobie, Dr. Ronald E. McNair, Michael J. Smith, and Ellison S. Onizuka. Kristen McAuliffe was declared to be the first private citizen and school teacher to participate in a space flight program. She taught U.S. history and social studies. More than 11,000 teachers applied for this job. After narrowing their search to 10 individuals, they chose McAuliffe. She was married and had 2 children. Her plan in space was to keep a journal that she would bring back and share with her class. She was also assigned to broadcast 2 lessons on television to school kids around the U.S.
Michael J. Smith was a Navy commander and pilot of the Challenger crew. He was really excited because this would have been his first time in space. Dr. Judith A. Resnick was one of the 3 mission specialists on the Challenger. She was chosen as a member because she had been trained as an electrical engineer. She was also the first Jewish woman and second American woman to ever go into space. Francis R. Scobie was assigned to be the commander of the Challenger mission. He had already been on a previous mission on a Challenger spacecraft. Dr. Ronald E. McNair was another mission specialist on board the Challenger mission. He was an expert laser physicist and the second African American to travel into space. His assignment was to study Halley's Comet while on the Challenger.
Ellison S. Onizuka was the last mission specialist on board the Challenger. He was an aerospace engineer who was also to study Halley's Comet. He dreamed of exploring space as a boy, and his dream finally came true in January 1985 when he went to space on the Discovery space shuttle. Gregory B. Jarvis was the last member selected for the Challenger mission. He was really eager to make the trip into space because he had lost his place twice in the past due to other men taking his place. Smith, Resnick, Onizuka, and Scobie are seen in a shuttle mission simulator on December 12, 1985 to get ready for their mission next month. On a very cold morning on January 28, 1986, all 7 of the Challenger's crew started making their walk down to the space shuttle itself. Lots of spectators came to the Kennedy Space Center to watch.
This video was live footage from CNN showing the liftoff of the Challenger space shuttle.
Altitude 4.3 nautical miles, downrange distance 3 nautical miles. Engines throttling up, 3 engines now at 104%. Challenger, go with throttle up. Challenger, go with throttle up. 1 minute 15 seconds, velocity 2,900 feet per second, altitude 9 nautical miles, downrange distance 7 nautical miles. Obviously a major malfunction.
Challenger space shuttle took off with all 7 crew members on board. About 1 minute from liftoff, a large flame plume became visible just above the exhaust nozzle, which indicated a breach in the motor casing.
About 15 seconds later, fragments of the orbiter can be seen tumbling against the background of fire, smoke, and vaporized propellants from the external tank. This cloud enveloped the disintegrating orbiter. Another 2 seconds later, the Challenger's left wing and main engine started hurtling out of the conflagration. A few seconds after the accident, the engines and solid rocket boosters' exhaust plumes enveloped in a ball of gas from the external tank. This happened because of the leaking of the right solid rocket booster field joint. A lot of people watched this disaster unfold, including President Reagan and his staff. Many spectators at the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral witnessed the explosion of the Challenger.
3 days later, President Ronald Reagan told a large number of Johnson Space Center employees, family members, and friends of the crew about their accomplishments and sacrifices that they made for their country. February 3, 1986, a memorial service was held in honor of the 7 crew members that lost their lives the previous week before. Flags were raised in many places around the nation to mourn the deaths of the Space Shuttle's crew. Crew remains were found and transferred to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware on August 30th, 1988.
It was said that one of the reasons the Challenger exploded was due to the cold weather. A NASA ice inspection team tells that icicles were formed on handrails. The crew members of the Challenger disaster will always be remembered to this day, mostly because they died for our country and how great a people they were. A plaque honors all 7 of the astronauts killed in the Challenger tragedy at Arlington National Cemetery. Some effects on the space program were that the solid rocket boosters were redesigned, schedule time was reduced to allow more time, and shuttles no longer carried commercial payloads. These 7 brave Americans will never be forgotten.